All right, welcome everyone. First, I want to start off by saying welcome to my channel, right? If you're looking at this video, that means that you're trying to gain information on the process of transitioning out of the Army, right? It was a lengthy process, right? But I guarantee if you stick with me, all right, I'm going to give you some information. Hopefully we set you up for success, all right? All right, so first and foremost, the first thing I want to ask you guys in regards to getting out of the military, and this is a very important question, all right, is where are you financially far as getting out, right? Do you have any type of savings set up, right? Do you have money set up in checking, right, that can get you over 2 or 3 months after you ETS, right? These are very important, right? For some of you guys that are pursuing getting your disability once you get out, just know that it's not going to be a quick process, right? I ETS'd on March 24th, just close to 2-3 months ago, right? And I've just been awarded my disability, right? Like I said, it was a lengthy process, all right? But if you do it right, if you use the BDD program, I can't remember exactly what that acronym stands for, but it's a program that allows you to begin your disability claims process prior to getting out. All right, and you can do that at least 6 months prior to your ETS date. All right, it was very helpful. You know, it was very important, right? And I basically completed all my exams prior to me even going on terminal leave, right? So it was very helpful. But once again, I want to say, first thing you should consider is where you're at financially before you actually get out. All right, second thing is planning when you actually want to take terminal leave, right? So terminal leave is very important. For some of you guys that doesn't understand that terminal leave is basically a time period where you can still get paid from the military after you get out, right? So for some of you guys that don't like to take leave, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature, once you get down to the end of your contract, you're going to have a certain amount of days, right? And those certain amount of days is you can either take them, which is going to be terminal leave, or you'll have to sell them back. And I think the limit for actually taking those days, I think there's a 60-day limit. I think that's the most you can sell back, right? So identify exactly when your ETS date is, right? And then consider how many days of leave you're trying to take, right? If you got 60, hey, kudos. If you got 60 days that you want to take for terminal leave, kudos, all right? So that means that you have to go from your ETS date and backtrack 59, 60 days, depending on exactly what day it falls on, right? And that's when your leave is going to start, all right? And then from there, you have to figure out, from that date, you have to figure out how much time it's going to take you to clear. Most bases, once you get ready to clear out process, they want at least 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks ahead. That's when you actually start out processing. All right, so you backtrack from there, right? And you have to consider with the next process is when are you going to start taking your transition assistant programs, right? So these are workshops and classes that you take. They'll help you with like resume building. They have like employment tracks, you know, they try to give you as much information as possible as how to join the workforce when you get out. You know, they can help you with that as well. Entrepreneurship, and they also have tracks on education, right? How to go by getting enrolled in school, right? And a few more classes and stuff that they have is understanding the programs that the VA has, you know, chapter 31, chapter 33, you know, vocational rehab. You know, they give you all type of information when it comes to that. Me personally, what I ended up doing was once I hit 12 months, I submitted my leave form. I was not playing. I was not trying to get caught behind the curve, you know what I'm saying, waiting on my unit to sign my leave form. I submitted that stuff a year out, right? And then after I submitted it and it got approved, I went on ahead and immediately got enrolled with TAP program. For some of you that don't know how to reach out and get information on that, all you have to do is go down to your Ed Center. Most bases have Ed Centers, or they have career centers. If you're at JBLM Hawk Career Center, that's where you go. And you speak with a counselor about getting enrolled in the TAP, right? And then they're going to reach out to you. They're going to ask you a bunch of questions to figure out exactly what you're considering far as getting it out, and they'll provide you whatever information that you need. All right. Also, during the TAP program, they're going to provide you with information as far as different classes that they provide to veterans that are planning on getting out. I think one big one is the UA, United Association. They have a class called Veterans in Piping. All right. I took that program, right? And that program was 5 months long, right? So I was basically out of work 5 months, just basically learning a trade, all right? And it was absolutely free, no GI Bill included, right? They have different course lists and stuff of classes just like that, all right? And most bases are not going to have the same courses, but there is an option to put in a packet in order to go over to those different bases to complete those courses. But it's all unit and command approved. All right. The next step, as far as TAP, is your TAP is not going to be completed all at once. If you're going to, more than likely, your base is probably going to say, hey, you have at least a year prior to you getting out. So we're not going to squeeze all your TAP courses into 1 month. It's not going to work like that. More than likely, they're going to break it up between 4 or 5 months, right? But at least you already have that process rolling, and you already have your dates for when you're going to complete those workshops, right? So that's good to go. All right. The next step is getting information as far as getting your orders, right? A lot of units, a lot of posts, they don't explain that to you, right? Most places like JBLM, all you have to do is contact the reassignments branch or the transition branch. I can't really remember what it was. Just contact them and say, hey, I'm ETS and I'm getting out. I want to go ahead and I want to go ahead and start the process as far as getting my orders. Most people run into that problem when they're trying to get out. Even when you PCS, right, is orders. Orders is like one of the biggest things that people have issues with. Orders and leave forms, right? So please try not to get caught behind that curve. All right, so sorry guys, I want to backtrack right to the TAP classes. A lot of you guys are probably wondering when I said that I was out of work for 5 months. What I mean by that is I didn't report to my unit for 5 months. All right, the only thing that I did was call, check in, let them know I was alive on a daily, and I was good to go, right, for 5 long months. All right, and that's the reason why they put the program like that is because you're still getting paid from the military while you're learning a different trade or whatever class that you're trying to take. Actually, now that comes to mind, the other classes that they have are like diesel technicians. They have some IT courses. They have some painter courses. They have some CDL courses as well. They have a lot of programs, right? But yes, those courses are while you're still in service. But that's it's like almost like an administrative absence, but not really for some of you 42 alphas that might say he don't know what he's talking about. You're basically excused from work to attend those classes. All right. But like I said, it's command approved. All right. There's a certain packet that you receive from your TAP counselor. All right. And within that packet, you fill out some information. You send it to your chain of command. All right. They sign, they approve off on it. And then you take that document after your command signs it with other documents that your TAP counselor wants you to grab. And then you submit it back in. And then your packet is good to go. All right, in those TAP classes, basically you can't physically start taking those classes that I was mentioning, like I took for 5 months. You can't physically take those classes until 6 months prior to your ETS date. That's when you can officially start those classes. All right, the next process, another key thing with doing when you're getting out is your CIF. That's another big killer, right? When it comes to people trying to get out. CIF, man, CIF is like an entire roller coaster. For some of you guys that that don't keep up with your gear, please do so. All right, and if there's some things that you lost, you know, please outsource. Take a look at some of those places that are outside posts, like those supply stores and stuff like that. See whether you can purchase some of those items, and that way it can make the financial toll less bearable. All right. When I submitted all my CIF, I was pretty much good to go. I think the only thing only thing I owed was like $14, right, for a sleep system. For a bag for the sleep system. All right. But that's because I kept up all my shit. But please make sure that you start going through your CIF early. All right. And the biggest thing with that, when it comes to CIF, the best thing for you to do is to go to your local, to your base CIF, and please get a printout of your clothing record from what they have in their system. All right. From what I was informed a while back is sometimes what you see on your clothing record is sometimes less from what they see in their system. Right. I'm not sure why it's like that, but at least you have the official record of what they are expecting for you to turn in. Right. Let's see. And that's pretty much some of the key things when it comes to transitioning out. Everything else is pretty much what are you planning on doing, right, when you get out? Like, what are your plans? Like, are you sticking with your plans, right? Do you have any backup plans, right? Please don't get used to, please don't set your sights on one goal, all right? Have multiple goals. All right. What you don't want to do is to get out, one plan doesn't fall through, and you don't have any other plan to back it up. Right. Always have an alternative. All right. But once again, that's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions or concerns, all right, please reach out. Please comment below this video. All right. That way we can get the ball rolling and we'll keep you well informed. Right. For a lot of you other people out there that may have some insight to help out with this post, to help out with this information thread, please provide any comments below as well. All right. That way we can gather as much information as possible to get people on the right track. All right. Thank you.